What's up, everybody? This is Pawn AHD, and here we are with another episode of Battlefield 4. Today we're checking out the new map pack DLC China Rising for Battlefield 4. This individual map is called Dragon's Pass. Now, a couple of the screenshots and the videos and a little bit of gameplay has told me that this map is a lot like the Vietnam expansion for Battlefield Bad Company 2. If you played any Battlefield 2 back then, in those days, this will remind you a lot of it. The intense vehicle warfare, the crazy size to the map. But for you newer players, this map pack is supposed to feel different than the rest of the game's map library. Now, what I found was pretty awesome, the feeling you get rolling into a multiplayer match in a convoy of tanks. This typically is a scene reserved for a single player campaign. Beginning of the map, beginning of the level, you're rolling in as part of the army. Tanks in a convoy, you gotta follow in line. And here we are doing the same thing in a multiplayer match. I thought this was just awesome. But just when I was really beginning to enjoy this, I made a foolish mistake. Something in me told me I needed to cross the river right meow. And, well, I found out the river is just a tad bit deeper than I originally estimated. And long story short, well, the tank doesn't float. Man, the water looks awesome in this game. But after losing my tank, I decided I was going to become a really awesome infantry player. So I got up and started flanking the enemy, coming up to the nearest objective at Charlie. I switched around a lot from assault to support, and then finally to engineer class. When the vehicles around, the helicopters and the tanks became way too much to handle, I'd quickly switch the engineering class, fire a couple rockets, down a couple choppers, and then soon made my way back to the assault class with my AK-12 and start owning. A little bit off-topic thing. I came to the realization around the time this map pack launched that I'm enjoying Battlefield so much, I don't feel like editing long videos. My videos are getting shorter and shorter on average. And the real problem is once I begin editing and seeing footage, even of myself, I find myself wanting just to save the project and begin playing. But a couple tips here. When you feel you're getting overwhelmed, flank. Flank, 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 flank. Push to the sides, push to the edges of the maps. The opponents are not going to be looking at you. Their focus, at least in Conquest and Rush, is going to be on the objectives. Now, you'll have people that are going to be pushing the outer edges, just like you. You're going to have your snipers that are watching for any movement. Just be diligent, be careful, and watch what you're doing, and be mindful of the surroundings. If the majority of your team that's not part of your squad working with you is over in the center of the map, push to the left or the right. Now, don't laugh too hard at me attempting to shoot down a helicopter with a tank here. It's obviously a skill I need to hone. I'm not that bad, but I have a lot of work yet to do before I'm shooting choppers out of the sky left and right. But when it comes to ground-on-ground vehicle, I'm not that bad. In fact, I think I'm about average. I don't get scared, but don't bail out. I'm going to make sure that tank's going with me, if anything. But as soon as I got distracted by the tank, I forgot to keep an eye on that chopper. Thanks, buddy. See you next life. Now, coming up here is a very interesting occurrence with a Jeep. At first, I couldn't figure out what happened. I jumped in the Jeep with a friend. I was gunning, feeling awesome, and then we go over this little hill. And next thing I know, I'm dead. And I couldn't figure it out. But I want you guys to pay attention as I play this back in slow motion a couple times. Do you know what happened? Are you watching carefully? Notice the guy in the bottom right corner? Yeah, that's an enemy player firing off a rocket. We're behind him. But we got destroyed by just the sheer impact of him firing his, what looks like a SMAW. But by this time, the match was starting to come to a close, and it was obvious we were going to be absorbing a big loss in this game. But I feel we made the most of it and had a really fun match. Thank you, DICE, for a great game in Battlefield 4. And I also thank you for your promise to devote all your time and effort to fixing the bugs that Battlefield 4 currently has. It's being quite a pain for PC players. I myself am crashing frequently, at least once per 4-hour session. And that might not seem frequent to some of you, but it's really annoying when you're in the heat of battle and you lose all your progress from that match. It is getting better over the last couple weeks, and DICE released a notice today that they were going to stop work on any future projects or DLC to focus on fixing the product they already have out. That's awesome, DICE. Thank you very much. And I hope that we have an awesome release in Star Wars Battlefront, also from DICE, coming in 2015 so far. Yes, by so far, I mean there are rumors going around now that Star Wars Battlefront is going to be pushed up to 2014 and maybe be an every other year's type release with Battlefield. So we'll have Star Wars 1 year on the same engine, same gameplay maybe, close, with Jedis and lightsabers. Flip back over and we have Battlefield 4. I think it would be awesome. EA, I give you congrats. DICE is an awesome studio to have under your belt. Keep supporting them. Guys, this is Pawn HD, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.